the popcorn.
Did you get the extra butter?
Yes, but I didn't get the Kit Kat.
What about my water?
Shh, the movie's starting.
But I want my water.
Shh.
Fine. Walter Elias, also known as Walt Disney, was born on December 5th, 1901. He lived in Marcellin, Missouri, where he began drawing and selling pictures to friends and neighbors. In 1911, he moved to Kansas and took photography classes in high school and night classes from the Chicago Institute. When he went to Paris and then returned in 1919, he moved back to Kansas to pursue a career as a newspaper artist. During this time, he began experimenting and creating his own hand-drawn animation. This led to the first release of the first Oswald the Lucky Rabbit cartoon. This was the first example of art done by Walt Disney himself. A few years after, Disney discovered that Winkler and her husband, Charles Mintz, had stolen the rights to Oswald, along with all of Disney's animators except for the earwigs. Right away, the Disney brothers, their wives, produced 3 cartoons featuring a new character Walt had been developing called Mickey Mouse. The first animated shorts featuring Mickey were called Plazy Crane and The Galloping Gancho, both silent films for which they failed to find distribution. As we see here, Walt Disney used geometric shapes such as the circle, and on his fingers there are ovals, and as well as other geometric shapes showing his intention for line and composition and harmony and unity. Such tools for a true artist. When sound made its way into film, Disney created a third sound and music clip short called Steamboat Willie, with the music in the background currently. With Walt as the voice of Mickey, the cartoon was an instant sensation. The film is also notable for being the first cartoon with synchronized sound, as well as black and white color, which was new to television. Soon thereafter, Mickey Mouse was developed into color, giving the red and yellow contrasting colors to show the brightness and also the intelligence that Walt Disney had for when he made his designs and when he made the certain colors that he did. Soon after, Mickey Mouse was developed with new character drawings, including Pluto, shown here. The drawings are similar because of the structure, using the same nose, same round nose, same ears for the tail that Mickey Mouse has, as well as the same arm lengths, using symmetry. This wasn't the only legacy that Walt Disney gave us when he developed the music company, as well as creating what is known now as Disney World, Disneyland, and California Adventure.
However, he had assistance by Herbert Ryman. Herbert Ryman was born in Vernon, Illinois on June 28, 1910. Ryman worked with watercolor, oils, and pen and ink sketches. In 1953, Ryman drew the first illustrations of Walt Disney visions of a theme park that eventually became Disneyland. He worked with Disney and was the chief designer of the famous Cinderella Castle at Walt Disney World Resort and Tokyo Disneyland. The castle was designed based on Neuschwanstein Castle in Bavaria, which was a Romanesque medieval in style. Disney and Ryman wanted the Cinderella Castle to resemble a Romanesque cathedral building. They incorporated semicircular arches, and it also had a Gothic style marked by the pointed arches. We find that the architecture uses vibrant colors, such as the blue used in the spires, which are the semicircular arches on top of the castle. Despite appearances, no bricks were used in its construction. The inner structure is constructed of 600 tons of steel brace frame construction, and a 10-inch thick reinforced concrete wall encircles the structure to the full height of the outermost stone-like walls. All of the steel and concrete works are supported on a concrete drilled caisson foundation. Much less fiberglass is used than its popularity supposed. Rather, most of the exterior is a thick, very hard fiber reinforced gypsum plaster that is supported by light gauge metal studs. Most fiberglass work is reserved for the exterior walls of more ornate upper towers. Contrary to popular legend, the castle cannot be taken apart or moved in any way in the event of a hurricane. Instead, it was made to withstand the 110 miles per hour wind speeds in Central Florida. The castle was completed July 1971 after 18 months of construction. The castle measures 189 feet tall and as measured from the concrete bottom of the water, which is itself 6 feet tall. In addition, an apartment suite for Walt Disney and his family was to be built in the castle. Unfortunately, Walt died 5 years before its completion at age 65. A suite is now in the middle of the Cinderella Castle. Although Walt Disney died at a young age, his legacy will still live on to this day.